I wrote that in 1982. And today I'm standing here telling you there will be no rapture. And Jesus is not coming back. What happened to you, man, to make you change so drastically? I had a head-on collision with the truth. Hundreds of thousands of black people, millions of black people are literally in a cage in their mind. And that cage is called the great expectation of the believer. Millions of black people are, when they get up in the morning, the only thing that gives them a reason for living, that gives them hope, is the fact that they are anxiously anticipating being caught up, being raptured.
I said I'm never coming back again. Next I stepped away from the mirror. I got my mind made up now, cause I can see the future much clearer.
What's good? What if God ain't coming back? Yes, I believe in God. Do I believe in Christianity? No. Do I believe in Islam? No. Do I believe in Judaism? No. I'm gonna tell you, the way they've been perverted is ungodly. But there are people who like, I don't believe in none of that. And part of the reason is America. America itself is the reason why people don't believe in God. Like I said, America, Christian nation, whatever. America was saying God, was praising God through the Trail of Tears. It was praising God through slavery. It was praising God through Jim Crow. These people are praising God after they fed babies to alligators. They were praising God after they were, molesting little girls and torturing men and essaying men, cutting people's genitalia off and letting them bleed out, and, all that type of stuff, right? And just, oh God, God, God. So there were millions of black folks who were, in bondage, waiting on God to come. Kids waiting on God to come. You have generations and generations of, our ancestors waiting on God to come. And I say that because America perverted what God is. You had whole offshoot religions of Christianity to tell you black people are cursed, so they can continue being racist. And Christianity is not a white religion at whatsoever. Neither is Judaism, and of course Islamism. But this is what we're addressing. My grandparents used to say, "We living in the last days." The last day never came for them. Am I saying not to believe in God? No, I'm not saying that. But I am saying don't believe in the God America taught you. I don't know, because that would you would be conflicted and at odds with right and wrong and good and bad, because it doesn't make sense. America worships the devil. America's version of Christianity is basically devil worship. You do all the wrong things and God's gonna bless you. God gave me grace from doing all the wrong things. I don't think that's I don't think that's you know. God blessed people in the Bible. God walked away from people that He blessed in the Bible. Like, nah, I'm not with. Nah, don't. No, you ain't going. We ain't doing that. So, and as the pastor was saying, sometimes we've used God as a crutch to not do certain things, to participate in laziness, or just give up because um, let's just put it in God's hands because you can do all the right things in this country and get all the wrong responses by these same quote unquote God loving and God fearing people. You know, you can create something and and God and them made them want to steal it from you or kill you for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. And truth be told, the rapture only got to happen one time. Like I don't know. Like I think that's another thing where I think we're selfish and like why it ain't happening while I'm alive? Like what's up? Like I deserve this to see if you're really real. And it's like, well, um, God's real, you know, but God don't work on your time or my time or our time. And it's true. It's a lot of suffering in the world. It looks like it's more suffering in the world than saving. You know, it looks like we're not. There are less good people and more bad ones. And you know, it's hard to believe that. Hey, man, there's supposed to be all these angels out here. Like, where all the angels at? We gotta, we gotta overflow of demons out here. And good people are hard to find, but good people are out here being good people without. Um, they don't need social media. They don't need. They don't need a pat on the back per se. They deserve it though. They deserve social media to say that this person's, what humanity should be about. They deserve that. They deserve people to put a spotlight on them. But you know, we're living in an every good deed goes punished era, and it'll make you lose faith. And is God really here? Like, is God really watching? Does God really care? Who am I praying to? And who are these other people praying to that are, that are quote unquote doing so much better than me? And that's the other thing. We perverted God with capitalism. You know, because you're only blessed if you're rich. And that's not real. Um, there wasn't that many rich people in the Bible. There was more average and poor people in the Bible than rich people. But I think we've gotten to a point where we're not supposed to suffer. When is let's just say God's grace going to actually, and in essence, give us reparations for all we know that didn't happen for our past generations? And sometimes that's perverted because it's like we want to reap the benefit of all our past ancestors' suffering, or we want, you know, we want God's justice and vengeance to be at least seen. So it could reignite it, because I would say there's less and less spiritual people in the world. There's a lot of us are just, even religious folks, just going through the motions, dead on the inside. I don't think people's heart is in it anymore. And I would say we need God more than ever, but I'm not sure. If God is winning the battle against America, or social media, or propaganda, because nobody believes the rapture is coming. Nobody believes it. And that hurt my heart to say it. But you see less and less miracles in life, and the less miracles you see, the more you go, maybe it was just a fantasy. And that's unfortunate. But, that's my thoughts about that, man. You tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.